Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So last month I was in Taiwan. My grandmother had passed away, and I was at her funeral. After the services, I was trying to take my mind off of losing grandmother, and I decided, even though I hadn't used online dating for some time, I decided I had to give it one more try just to take my mind off of what was going on. Now I reactivated my Bumble account. I used Bumble a few years ago, but I forgot a little quirk. See, here in the U.S., if I put in my actual age, as in the age on my ID, a lot of Americans are disgustingly unhealthy at my age, believe it or not. I won't even say what that number is here because I don't believe that's my actual age. I'll get to that in a second. And so on the app, I was only 27 years old, which I believe is more accurate for my physical state. But I went to Taiwan and I used the same. I forgot to that I had lied about my, or quote unquote lied about my age, right? About it's actually society that lies about their body, but people will say that I lie about my age. And when I got to the site, I was like, gee, are these people even legally allowed on here? Like, are they using fake IDs? That's the vibe I got, judging by the profiles that I looked on there, right? These people that I met on the dating website, they could not go to a bar here in the United States without their ID. That's what they look like. They probably couldn't. Um, if they tried to go to, I teach at a community college, if they tried to enroll there, we might think they were geniuses, right? A 15-year-old coming here, right? Literally, that's literally the age difference over in Taiwan compared to the United States. Long story short, I had to change my age to what it actually says on my ID, which I don't believe is true anyway. And even then, the girls that I were getting were much younger than I had anticipated. And so we need some kind of a metric to adjust ages, right? Just like we adjust purchasing power parity, we need an age parity, right? Physical age parity between countries, right? If I had to guess, being 40 in the United States is probably the equivalent of being no, 40 in Taiwan is the equivalent of 20 in the United States. If I had to guess, let's see, 20 in the US is probably like a 25 or 30 in Eastern Europe, right? I've been to Poland before. It's probably the equivalent of a 40 in Taiwan, which is probably the equivalent of, I want to say, 42, 43 in Japan. Japan's even healthier, I would say. Uh, and but even Poland, I would say 20 is probably equal to at least 28 in Poland. And plus, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but in Poland, you only have to be 16 to be on the dating website. So if you meet somebody who's 16 years old in Poland, it's probably like a 13-year-old here in the United States, right? Just a fun fact. If Go to Poland if you want to get involved in dating, right? Anyways, so it's unfortunate, right? It really goes to show that you really can have a good influence on your lifespan and on staying young, right? How many times have we heard, I wasted so many of my years doing whatever. Well, the real waste is when you don't even get the years to spend, right? You get to a certain age before you get there. Plus, if your goal is to retire young, you got two different ways to do it, right? You could actually retire chronologically young, or you could be young at retirement, right? Or you can do a combination of the two, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.